The calabash of hidden shadows, Akenford was a city that never truly rested. Even when the sun dipped behind concrete towers and neon signs flickered to life, the streets stayed alive with movement. Horns blaring, traders calling out their last prices, young people rushing toward dreams that felt just one step ahead of them. In Akenford, ambition was a language everyone spoke, and temptation often answered back in a familiar voice. At the heart of the city stood the Light of Promise Ministry. Its tall gates opened wide each morning, welcoming office workers, students, widows, and struggling families who came seeking hope. The church was known across Akenford as a place where heavy burdens felt lighter and broken spirits found strength again. Leading the church was Pastor Maleko, a man gifted with words. When he spoke, his voice carried conviction. He preached discipline in a careless age, sacrifice in a greedy world, and moral strength in a city that often rewarded shortcuts. People listened closely. Many believed that his life was a perfect mirror of his message. On Sundays, the church overflowed. During the offering, hands reached into pockets and bags with trust. Coins clinked, notes folded neatly, and prayers followed each gift. The congregation believed their sacrifices would build schools, feed the hungry, and support those who had no one else. Their faith filled the room like warm light. Behind the public smiles and powerful sermons, however, Pastor Maleko carried a private struggle. In his quiet office during the day, he often sat alone, staring at files and envelopes that held more than money. They held choices. Each decision tugged at his conscience, asking who he truly was when the doors were shut and no eyes were watching. When night fell, his life changed its rhythm. The city's glow pulled him into places far from the pulpit. Money meant for good works slowly lost its purpose. It bought distractions he publicly warned against, long nights, strong drinks, and company that left his spirit emptier than before. Each step into the darkness added another shadow to his soul. Back at the church, Mama Efua moved quietly through the halls. A widow with gentle hands and a steady heart, she cleaned the sanctuary as an act of worship. As she swept and wiped, she noticed small things that did not add up. Unlocked drawers, scattered receipts, uneasy silences. She felt a heaviness she could not explain. Mama Efua chose silence over gossip. Instead of whispering to others, she knelt alone in the empty church and prayed. She believed truth did not need noise to survive. If something was wrong, it would reveal itself in time. That time came through Kojo, the young church accountant. Careful and honest, he spent long hours reviewing records. One evening, his brows tightened as numbers refused to align. Funds were missing. Transfers had no clear purpose. The pattern was too clear to ignore. Kojo's heart raced. Speaking out could cost him his job, his reputation, even his safety. Remaining silent would protect his comfort but betray his values. The decision weighed heavily, but in the end he chose truth over fear. In a meeting with the church elders, Kojo laid everything on the table. Receipts, records, and dates spoke louder than any excuse. The room fell into a painful silence as reality settled in. What had been suspected was now undeniable. When Pastor Maliko faced the elders, his words failed him. The same voice that once inspired thousands could no longer hide the truth. His sermons could not cover his actions. Charisma faded, leaving only character exposed. The consequences were firm. Pastor Maleko was removed from his position. Stripped of title and applause, he was left with himself and the hard task of reflection. He finally understood that leadership without integrity is an empty crown. The youth of Light of Promise Ministry watched everything unfold. The lesson reached them deeper than any sermon ever could. They learned that real strength is shown in private choices, and that respect is earned through honesty, not image. As night once again settled over Akenford, city lights shimmered like distant stars. Life continued, busy, loud, and full of temptation. Yet one truth stood clear above the noise. Honesty, courage, and responsibility are the true guides to lasting respect. Character is who you are when no one is watching. Truth may wait, but it always arrives.